Hey guys, Craig here again. So we're pretty much at the final update for the jackal. The only thing that's missing off of the kit now is just the sniper, which still hasn't turned up, but that's the only thing that's got to go onto this diorama. So as you can see, this is the completed vision that I had for the kit. So it's basically a rocky pass up in the Afghan mountains, sort of like Tora Bora area. We've got a jackal that's gone to pick up the sniper that's been out on Overwatch, which is what this is called. It's going to be called Overwatch. The only other thing other than the sniper to do with this is to mount it on like a picture frame base, and then it will go into the display cabinet. So the base here is made from styrene or polystyrene, which is just basically packing material that come. I think it was in. I think it was a cooking pot or something the wife bought, and the polystyrene that was in that protected that is what this is made out of. The rocks, a mixture of P38 auto body filler, so car filler. Basically, just plastered it all over the polystyrene and let it dry, and then manipulated it into sort of like rock shapes. And this is the finished effect. The ground on the bottom here, that's basically a mixture of desert scatter, which is the sort of like darker color, and then it's mixed with various shades of pigments. So we've got light dust, we've got sand, and we've got Syrian soil from the AK Interactive range, which has then created this sort of like dusty, rocky path that the jackal sat on. We've got dead grass foliage. We've got slightly greener foliage, grass tufts, and then we've got some darker grass tufts. So there's a little bit of mixture and colour variation throughout the whole thing. I've added a couple more details. Well, I've one more detail onto the jackal. I've put a spinal board in the back, which is what's holding all the stowage into the sort of like rear load bed area. None of this is glued down yet, so everything's still loose. But when the sniper turns up, I'm hoping he's going to be around this area if his body shape fits to this area. So I haven't glued any of this down because I might need to move it slightly to accommodate that sniper. But as it stands at the minute, this is how it's going to be. And the sniper's going to be sat somewhere on the edge of this rock line with his rifle pointing outwards off the mountaintop. So I'm going to have to take you off the tripod, and then I'll just give you a sort of like a 360 tour of the diorama. So this is where we're at. So as you can see, the rocks are all painted and weathered with Vallejo model colours. So it's a mixture of everything. So we've got Tamiya superfine primer, followed by various shades of model colour greys. So light grey, sea grey, stone grey, natural grey, all to give you the different colour variations of the rocks. As you can see, we've got all the little grass tufts all over the place. We've also got like little debris and boulders and that hanging about. And again, all of this is just P38 filler that dried and then just sort of like shaped and chipped. So we've got like a rocky surface down here, what you saw when it was unpainted. There's all sorts of undulations in the ground. So that's kind of that. So going to the top, I didn't want the back bit up here to be too high. So that would be the side of the mountain going up further. But it just gives you that impression that that's the side of the mountain. Although it looks kind of a little bit weird with this bit at the back, kind of making it look as though that it's like an outcrop, but it is what it is. I just tidied it up a little bit rather than just leaving that blank. I've just put that foliage and that up there just to make it look interesting. Coming around to the rear then, same sort of stuff. There's the spinal board in the back of the jackal here. That's all painted and weathered, so that's what's holding in the stowage. But yeah, that's generally where I'm at with this. So as you can see, the jackal's moving about because it's not glued down. This guy, once the jackal's in place, is going to be glued to the door, so it looks as though he's holding the door open. Although this guy's supposed to be holding a jimpy, the way he's going to be positioned, this hand's kind of looking as though he's like, come on, get in the jackal sort of thing to the sniper, telling him to sort of like move his ass. Coming around this way, let's just move him out of the way so that jackal sits back where it should be. So coming around this way, it's very similar to the other side, just styrene and P38, foliage, scatter and dust. We've got a little bit of a gap going down there to give you some idea of the narrowness of this path that this jackal's gone up. And that's pretty much as I can show you. The back end, as you can see, it is polystyrene, what I was telling you about. So this is all going to be sort of like painted up black, just to black it out. And the little foot bit down here, that will all be painted up black. So if you do view it from the back side, you're not going to think it was anything anyway. So that's the diorama pretty much done. I hope you've enjoyed this build. Next project on the bench for me is going to be something I've been putting off for a long while. And I'm going to do a post-apocalyptic Chernobyl build. At long last, I'm actually going to do sort of like a survivor/zombie diorama. And for that, a little bit of a sneak peek. That's just come in the post today, the Chernobyl #1 kit. So I'm going to be using that and creating a zombie apocalypse / really dark and seedy, overgrown, sort of like derelict survivor thing. So that's the next project. Now this jackal's pretty much done. So that's where we're at. Just a quick update as to what's happened with this build, because it's been dragging on a little bit now, and it's mostly been waiting for things to turn up in the post. But anyway, likes and comments and all that sort of stuff, as we usually say. Yeah, so thanks for your time, guys, and look forward to the next project.